about Oracle Fusion. We have not talked about Oracle Fusion much today, but I do want to talk about it, and we'll get to a couple other software vendors as well. Love to hear your feedback on Oracle Fusion. We don't see as much, just to be candid, we don't see as many clients implementing Oracle Fusion as we do, say, SAP S/4HANA or even Microsoft D365. So I don't know why that is. I don't think it's a reflection of market share. I think it's honestly, I think it's a bias in our client base for whatever reason. Or here's another hypothesis of why we don't have as many Oracle Fusion clients as we do SAP S/4HANA. We have a lot of S/4HANA clients right now, but there are a lot of troubled S/4HANA clients. So in other words, they've started the implementation, they've started the journey to S/4HANA, and they've run into trouble. In some cases, they failed, and then they hire us to come fix it, to come clean it up. So we are seeing a lot of recovery and remediation in the SAP space. We are not seeing that in Oracle. So that could be part of it. I'm not sure if there's a direct correlation or a science to that, but it's just, it's a factual point of data that may be biased and may be somewhat skewed, but that is something we're seeing. But having said that, I think Oracle Fusion is an interesting product because I feel like if you're looking at the two extremes we were just talking about, we were talking about SAP S/4HANA being sort of the standardized, really highly scalable, structured system. And then you've got Microsoft D365, which is sort of on the other extreme, at least for larger enterprises. And this is going to be more flexible, more of a platform rather than just an application. It's a lot of integration tools. It's pretty open architecture. A lot of very different products. SAP and Microsoft could not be much different in terms of just the architecture, the way the product's built, the types of customers that use them, et cetera. I view Oracle Fusion as sort of like in the middle. I feel like they're sort of like they have elements of both systems. They have some of the flexibility and some of the open architecture that Microsoft brings to the table, but Oracle Fusion also has that sort of standardized model, or a little bit more of a standardized model, somewhat like SAP. I wouldn't say they're as standardized. They're not as rigid. They're not as focused on common processes, common operating model, and all that stuff, but they are more that way than, say, a Microsoft D365. So Oracle Fusion, I view as a product that can actually be a really good balance, or sort of a best of both worlds. If you're an organization that's sort of stuck in two worlds, as I talked about before, you're stuck or torn between what you're doing today versus what you want to be in the future. I feel like Oracle Fusion can be a good way to give you the best of both what you need today, but also something that gives you some scalability to move to the future, especially if you're more flexible now. Maybe you're decentralized, maybe you're a bit, fragmented and inconsistent operationally, but you want to move towards more of a standardized model, a more consistent operating model. You want to start acting like one company. You want to truly scale with these common processes. I feel like Oracle Fusion sort of fits in the middle there. And that sort of rounds out like the big three vendors. You've got, SAP and Oracle SAP and Microsoft on the two extremes. And then you've got Oracle Fusion that's sort of in the middle, I'd say, in that continuum of general features and capabilities and things of that nature. So curious to hear from you all. Do any of you have experience with Oracle Fusion? What's your feedback? What do you see as the future of Oracle there? That would be a great thing to hear from you all here. I think one of the other things to note about Oracle Fusion is that in addition to some of the things I just mentioned, Oracle Fusion also has a very strong focus on analytics, business intelligence, and anything to do with enterprise performance management, anything to do with numbers. Basically, Oracle Fusion is particularly strong at that. That's historically been a real strong function and capability that they bring to the table. So that's something to keep in mind too when you're looking at Oracle Fusion. So